Hello there, this is Sublime Ant, and today I'd like to share with you my favorite ways of building belts, underground belts, and splitters. Alright, let's start with belts. Belts come in three flavors. I'm actually going to build this in a way where we can start out building yellow belts and then upgrade that whole area into a red belt factory, and then finally upgrade that into a blue belt factory. So, yellow belts first. Gonna pull them right here, and they're gonna go out there. And they need iron, so let's grab that from this middle line here. And they also need gear. And I'm gonna put that right there. And then connect the two like this by underground belt. And that should do it. Let's see what happens. There you go. And this small setup here actually creates enough belts for your whole factory for a long while. But there comes a time when you'll want red belts instead. And let's upgrade this to red belt factory then. So I'm gonna cut this off and put a red belt factory right here. And the red belts, they actually need quite a lot of gears. So I'll put more gear factories down like that. And they need iron. And then these should all go into their red belt assembly machine. And output is a little tricky, but I'll just put them right here and put them out like that. Let's see. Looks like this is indeed up and running. We are creating red belts here at a fairly high pace. Great. Okay, now let's move on to blue belts. I'm going to use this existing setup here. I'm going to cut the output. And then I'm going to put the blue belt factory here. And the red belts should go into this instead. And like the red belts, the blue belts need a lot of gears. So let's add that. And make the iron continue down here. Very nice. They should all go into the blue belt factory. And for output, it's a little crowded here, but we can put them out right there and then go under everything out to the side like that. And now we also need lubricant. So, I'm gonna put that here. Have a lubricant source set up here. And that should hopefully do it. Yep, there we go. Now we're creating blue belts instead. And there we have it. A very nice and compact way to start out with yellow belts, and then upgrade that to red belts, and then upgrade that to blue belts. Okay, let's move on to underground belts. So in the same way I did with regular transport belts, I'm gonna make something that is upgradable from yellow to red to blue. But just to save some time, I'm gonna make the whole thing in one go, and then you can just remove parts of it if you want to do yellow or red. Okay, so starting here, I'll be creating some transport belts that will go into a yellow underground belt machine, like so. And then we need to get some gears to the transport belts. And these both need iron. And now is where the interesting part comes. So, red underground belt. They need a lot of gears. So let's pull that. And they also need the regular kinds of underground belt. So I'll do a little belt thingy here. And now let's get all these hooked up. And there you have it. That's the start of this, where we got the red ones. But let's move on to the blue ones. In the same way as the red ones, they need a lot of gears. Like so. And then we need to hook up the red ones to the blue ones. And then we need some lubricant. I'm gonna put that to the side here. And then just hook that up. And now we need some outputs for this machine. So let's do that here. And I think that should be it. Let's try and hook this up. Let's see, I forgot to hook up the gears here. So let's do that. And now, let's see. So this one is up and running. Good. And then the red one. Here we go. And then finally the blue one. Already there. And as you can see, this whole thing eats a lot of iron, so a yellow belt input is probably not enough, so we should probably upgrade this. Let's do that. Let's do blue right away. Okay. So that's a nice and comfort way of doing underground belts. The bottleneck is still gears, even though we have 4. So you should probably upgrade these if you want higher throughput. Finally, let's build some splitters. So, same as before, I'm gonna do something that's upgradable from yellow to red to blue. And to save some time, I'm gonna jump right to the blue version. Alright, so blue splitters. And they need red splitters, and they need yellow splitters, and they need transport belt. Now this setup is gonna be pretty large, as you can see. Now these two, they need circuits. Yes, so I'm gonna put that here. And now on the left side, I'm gonna do a lot of different things. So the circuits, they need copper cables. And then this guy needs gears. And then these two need gears too. And let's run the resources here in the middle. Perfect. And now all we need to do is hook all these up, and that's going to be quite a lot of work. But let's get to it. So the belts to the splitters, these two needs to be connected. I'm going to do that on the right side here, like so. And then these one needs to be connected to these, like that. And then the output I'm going to run here, and then just jump under these two. Okay, we got this side hooked up, and now we need the gears. Like that. And they need iron. Both of them. Okay, the copper cables. Looks good. And now here I'm going to take some iron to the circuits, and the circuits need to go to these two. And this guy also needs iron, like that. And now down here we're going to need some gears for both of these. So let's put them out here. Then I'm going to split them so that some of them can go here and some can go there. And they need iron. I think we are getting close to finish now. I might have missed something, there's a lot of things going on here. But let's try this out. Just need some power cables here. Alright, let's take a look. So this is up and running. Good. This one is waiting for circuits, so let's wait until everything is getting distributed. There we are. Seems like we are up and running here. Ah, I forgot the lubricant. Let's do that. So that should go up here. There we are. And now, one last thing. We need the red circuits. And there we have it. Blue splitters. A very nice and compact shape. There's one more thing I want to show you before wrapping up this video, and that is a combo of yellow belts, yellow underground belts, and yellow splitters. So this setup is great in the beginning of the game, where you are starting to automate things and you are in need of these three components. And it looks something like this. So the first thing we need is belts, and the belts and gears. So let's get this up and running. Gonna need iron for this. And now this should be connected, and then the output goes there. So that's the first part, fairly simple. And the next part is underground belts. And that can be done something like this, where we have a combo of gears, belts, underground belts, like that. See, I missed this part. We need to do that. Okay. There we are. Let's run this parallel with the regular belts. Alright, missed the iron there. But there we have it. Underground belts, regular belts, and now finally splitters. They are gonna need some belts, so let's put them there. I'm just gonna steal some of these for the splitters. And then they're actually gonna need electronic circuits, which need copper. So I'm gonna connect these like this. And you might notice that we actually don't have any copper here yet. So let's fix that. Let's add a second input. Let's just have this going down all the way, like so. And finally we need somewhere to put this. And let's do that here. I'm gonna make some room for this. I'm gonna move this here. And they go under here, and then they go up there. Alright. That should do it. You see we're getting some splitters, we're getting some belts, we're getting some underground belts. So this is all you need in the early game, in a very, very compact manner. And that's it for this video. Hopefully you find these designs useful and will be able to use them in your games. They have at least helped me to build more efficient and easier to manage factories. Now if you like this kind of content, please subscribe. I've just started this YouTube channel and I'm really liking creating this kind of content, and the feedback so far has been very encouraging. So yeah, also if you have some ideas for different objects you'd like to see made in a compact manner, please add a comment and I might do a video on it. Alright, see you later.